Today we are taking a look at beans storage business in Nigeria. Again, I say welcome to this channel. If today is your first time of watching our videos, you are encouraged to please click the subscribe button below and then turn on the notification bell so that our subsequent videos will be available to you as soon as we upload. And for the regular visitor and members of this great family, we're saying thank you for always being with us, and then it's a pleasure again having you. We're sorry for the delay in uploading video previously. The technical issues have been resolved, and then you're going to get videos as frequent as possible. Now, today we are saying, let's take a look at how you can make 100 to 300% of your capital by storing beans. What is beans? Beans is also known as cowpea, and then it's a grain that is grown majorly in Nigeria. Now, agriculture in the 60s and early 70s happens to be the mainstay of Nigerian economy before the discovery of crude oil in 70s. Now, as at this time, we happen to have all our money from this agriculture, but because we have gone back to, everybody has left farming, that is why we seem to see this as a business that is done by the locals. But thank God for the increase in people's paying more attention to farming this day. They will have the likes of retirees, pensioners, even students, and some well-to-do civil servants are now going into farming, and that has given life back to it. And that is why we are saying, let us take a look at how we can tap into this opportunity. You might not have the time to go to the farm to go and start planting beans. You might not have the time to say, okay, you are now tilling the ground and doing all of that. But there is an opportunity for you, even as an entrepreneur. Now, we are looking at beans, which is also known as cowpea. We have this commodity that people want to use it in various homes in doing different things, and then we have it. You can use it for akara, mai, you can use it for bean soup, you can add it to rice and all of that. Then we have a variety of this particular product we're talking about, which is beans. Beans usually come in two colors. When you talk of identifying the colors, we have the brown beans and then we have the white beans. So we have two basic colors, classifying them into two colors. But we also have various categories of these beans. We have the honey beans, the company, the iron beans, and then the orobo. I like that orobo probably because of the size, and then you see it's visible when it's added to rice. So we also have them in, when you classify them according to you can classify them according to the quantity of proteins that they contain. So these are some of the classes people classify them. Some persons like the brown beans, some like the white beans, depending on what you want to do with it. Now, the aspect we are looking at today is storing it. The process, all through the process, from planting, you can make money planting beans and then harvesting beans. From storage, you can make money by buying beans during the harvest time and then selling it when it's not much in circulation. Then you can also make money by adding some value to the beans. How? You can make beans flour. You can even wash it and then dry it and package it so that the final consumer will not go through the stress of picking it and then doing all of that. So by the time you pick out the dirt and then you wash it, you dry it and then you package it, you have added value to what the farmer has brought out of the farm. and that alone, you can package it and put it in the store, in the superstores and the supermarket, and then you make your money. But what we are considering today is basically storing the beans. Now, what do you need to look out for if you want to store beans? Now, two things you need to look out for. You need to look out for the quality of the beans and the demand. These are the two things that determine the price that you're going to sell your beans. Meaning, you need to look at the grain you're buying to be very fine and without what? Weevil. Once you can achieve these two things, you will have a very good price for your money. Now, who can go into this business of bean storage? The retiree, the pensioner, anybody that wants to make money, people, students, market women, civil servants, anybody can go into this business if you want to store and make money. Now, another question will be, where can I even go to buy these beans? My advice is this: you need to buy these beans from where it is cultivated as their major, as we have states that you can go to, and then you know that these states, they are very, very good in cultivating beans. Where are these states? We talk of Nasarawa, Adamawa, Bauchi, Yobe, Taraba, Kano, Borno, and the likes. You see that if you check these states I'm mentioning on the map of Nigeria, you see that they are found in a particular locality. They are found somewhere around the northern part of the country. That does not mean it will not grow well in other states, Kogi, Benue, and the likes, Plateau, they grow beans. But we are saying there is even a beans market. Let me give you, let me shock you for an answer. Between Abuja and Kefi, on your way shortly around Bingham University, you will see the beans market. A market specifically for beans, to tell you how much this community plant beans. Now, my advice is this: before we go into how to store and when to buy and all of that, I will advise, if you want to invest in this business, do not just sit at the comfort of your home and send somebody somewhere money to say, help me buy beans, I hear there is money in beans and all of that. You need to do your due diligence to be sure that the person you're giving this money to is going to do just what you want them to do. Now, when you buy in all of these places that we have made mention on, if you know somebody, there are options of storing it right inside the market where they have storage, and some of them charge as low as 500 to 1,000 naira for the season that you are going to store the beans with them. But the danger in this is, how well do you know the person? What if this fellow of yours decides to sell the beans and go into the thin air? What will you do? And that is why, personally, I will advise people, use people that you know in these locations to help you in making the purchase. And also, if it is possible, move them from that location to wherever you are via transport. You can send these beans, if you mean business, you can go as far as coming from Lagos, Port Harcourt, you get to Abuja. Between Abuja and Kefi, which is within Nasarawa state, you buy this, the quantity you want, be it a full trailer, be it a full pickup van, you want to use your Hilux and all of that, buy as much as you want to buy and transport it to your location. It's even sell better where you are, that these things are not cultivated. Then if you happen to be in these states that I have mentioned, the best is for you, buy it and take it to your house and store. But if you have a trusted person in the market, I will also encourage you to store in the market because of the ease of bringing it back into the same market to sell when the demand is high. Because the essence of all of these things is that we buy from the farmers at the time of harvest, and then we sell 3, 4, 5 to 6 months after. Because at this point in time, the demand is higher and the farmers are no longer having it. We don't encourage food hoarding. I repeat, we don't encourage food hoarding. What we are saying is, instead of these things to stay in the hands of the farmers and spoil, because many of them are going to come out with a lot of this that they cannot store. It will be too much on the farmer to finish farming, harvest this thing, process it, and then now start thinking of how to store. That is why we are saying, you come in, take it from the farmers after the harvest, and then you store it and bring it back to market 4, 5, 6 months later, when the demand is now higher than what is available in the hands of the farmers. So there is a difference between this storage and food hoarding. Please do not hoard food. The danger in it is this: if you even try to hoard it, there are situations where these prices that are going up, the price keeps going up, and then you want to be greedy about it and say, no, I'm not selling now, I want to hoard it, I want to do this. The price will just collapse from nowhere, and then you will be forced to sell probably less than how much you bought, or you are now going to sell at almost the same price that you bought. These are some of the things I want us to take a look at now before we go into how we can store and then when to buy and all of that. Please and please always make sure you sell as soon as you have little profits. That is okay. Now, how do we mean? Mostly from 4-5 years study, it has been shown that you tend to have 100 to 300% of your money per bag. Take for instance those that bought the beans before now at 30-something thousand and they decide to sell when it got to 45,000. That is about a 15,000 difference. Some went as high as to there was time it went as high as to 50,000 and all of that. And depending on the location, there are some locations that sell as high as to 60,000, and you will discover that in buying it, you tend to have 100 to 200 to 300% depending on the year, the time you bought, the location you are buying from, and where you are selling them. Now, the enemy of this particular storage business is weevil. That is one of the things that you need to fight with, weevil. Now, let's go to how to store. Now, this particular product, beans, is best stored in an airtight containers or drum and all of that. But because of those that will be buying in large quantity, I want us to discuss a new method that has been gotten. We have 2 ways you can easily store this product. 1 with chemical, and 2 with the normal traditional way of storing it, which is what I encourage. Because storing with chemicals that last for 5 to 6 months, there might be increase in price and you are tempted to go and sell, not minding the expiration of the chemicals you have added, and it is harmful to human health. So I will encourage we use the traditional way of storing, which I am telling you now. 1, you need to buy a leather that is of the size. If you go to the market, they'll tell you that is of the size of the bag you want to make use of. Some double it to make it double, to make sure it's airtight. They double the leather and put it. Some of the sack has also been produced to come with this leather inbuilt. Now you are putting this leather first into the bag. Then as soon as you put the leather first, you fetch some portion of pepper, dry pepper, put it down, pour the beans. As soon as you get to the middle, put some pepper too. Now continue pouring the beans. As soon as you get to the top, you put pepper, and then you now tie the leather before you seal the bag. By this way, the place is airtight. The place is not conducive for any weevil to now be alive before it to talk of affecting the beans. Now the other way, which is the use of chemical, which I don't really encourage, is to bring out the beans, spray the chemicals, rebag it again, and then keep it till when the chemical has expired, be it 5 months or 6 months. But like I said, I don't really advise that, because you can sell as soon as the price go up. It can go up in 2 months after, 3 months after, or 4 months after, and at this point the chemical has not expired. And if you sell to the market, you are going to harm people, you are going to harm the final consumers. So I will advise you go the other way. Now, the next question will be, when do we buy this thing? Why am I doing this video now? I am doing this video now because I need to alert us now that it is the planting season. For any storage business you want to do, the first thing to consider is, when are they planting? How long is it going to last before the harvest? When is the harvest time, the peak period of the harvest? So for beans is November, December. So why we are doing this video now is to tell those people that need to do adashi, is to tell those people that need to save money in their bank account, is to tell those people that need to do 1 or 2 things in preparation for the harvest season. Now, another cheapest way of getting these beans is, if you are in the location where it's being cultivated, you give out money to the farmers in form of a loan. What do I mean? Now, you meet a farmer who needs money for clearing the farm, who needs money to make ridges, who needs money to buy the seedlings, who needs money for chemical, who needs money to pay workers on the farm. You engage this farmer and say, okay, how much do you want me to give you? He says, okay, he wants you to give so amount of money. Now, how much are you going to sell the bag of beans for me when it is time? Now, the price at this time is going to be way lower than what it's going to be in the market as at the time of harvest. Take for instance, if at harvest time the price is 20,000 per bag, the farmer might end up offering you, giving him money now at 15,000. I said, okay, we're going to calculate a bag of these beans at 15,000. So for a farmer that you have given 150,000, you are expecting 10 bags in return, of which, if that same time of harvest it is at 20,000, the 10 bags is going to give you will be equal to what we call 200,000, meaning you have naturally, even without the storage thing, you have made some good money from there by offering money at this time. So 2 reasons why we are doing this video now is, one, for those that don't have money to start preparing towards the harvest time, and for those that have money to start looking for how they can give out this money to the farmers in form of loan. And if you give them in form of loan, you will be at a higher profit at the time of harvest, and when you are now able to store that same beans, you will make more money when you bring it out to sell later. So the best time to buy this and store is November, December. So meaning in 4, 5, 6 months after, which is going to be May, June, July, you should start thinking of selling before the next planting season starts. Because if you allow it too much, the price will also do what? Go down, because people are already waiting for another harvest. So now, they went to sell 4 months to 6 months after. And now, what's the best way to store? After we have talked about you tying it in the leather, please do not drop them directly on the floor. Try to raise a floor with planks or anything before you start putting them on top of the raised floor, so that they are not touching the floor directly. We are talking of these ones for those people that intend to store it at home. But for those that are storing in the markets, you don't have to worry about all of this. All you need to do, you buy, they use marker to mark your own by writing your name or writing something that will be identical to you, and then they move it into their store. So their stores are always prepared in such a way that this will stay comfortably. It should be kept in a place that is well ventilated. It is ventilated, it is not touching the floor, and then you have it tied in an airtight container. You are good to go. And for those that said, I don't even want to do business, I don't want to disturb myself for the money, all I need is I want to store so that I'll have what I'll eat all through the year. You can use the 25 or 30 or 50 liters jerry can, dry one, pour the beans inside. Like I said, put some dry pepper and seal the mouth. You are good to go. It will come out the same anytime you want to use it without any form of weevil. If this is useful to you, please do well to share with your family and friends and encourage them to subscribe to our YouTube channel. And then give us a thumbs up and put down your comments in the comment box. We will respond to them. Any questions you have concerning this, kindly drop it and then we will get back to you as soon as possible. Again, we say thank you for your time and we hope to see you again in our next video. Remain blessed.